Jack Whittaker. In 2002, construction company owner Jack Whittaker bought a Powerball ticket. It was worth $314.9 million, one of the largest lottery jackpots in history at the time. Jack was already a millionaire before winning. His construction business had made him incredibly wealthy, but the lottery instantly made him one of America's richest people. At first, he wanted to use his fortune for good. He donated millions to churches, charities, and families in need. He even handed cash to strangers and left generous tips wherever he went. But his generosity also made him a target. His identity was public, and before long, people constantly asked him for money. His car was broken into more than once, with hundreds of thousands of dollars stolen because he often carried large amounts of cash. He became involved in lawsuits, scams, and heartbreaking family tragedies. Years later, Jack admitted something almost impossible to believe. He said he wished he had never won the lottery at all. Carrol. When Carrol won nearly £10 million in 2002, he was only 19 years old. Before the win, he worked as a garbage collector. Almost overnight, he became one of Britain's most famous millionaires. Instead of investing, Michael embraced a life of non-stop partying. Luxury cars filled his driveway. He bought expensive jewelry, raced quad bikes around his property, threw massive parties, and spent huge sums on gambling and drugs. British newspapers became obsessed with him, giving him the nickname the Lotto Lout because of his reckless lifestyle. Within less than 10 years, the money was gone. Michael eventually returned to ordinary work and later admitted he was actually happier living a simpler life than when he was constantly spending millions. Margaret Loughrey. For most people, winning £27 million would be life-changing. For Margaret Loughrey, it became something much more complicated. She dreamed of helping her community. She bought buildings, donated money, and tried to improve the town where she grew up. But wealth also brought conflict. Disagreements with friends and business partners led to legal battles, while the pressure of sudden fame took a toll on her emotionally. Years after her win, Margaret shocked many people by saying something few expected. She described winning the lottery as curse. Her story became one of the clearest examples that unlimited money doesn't always create unlimited happiness. Manuel Franco. When 24-year-old Manuel Franco won $768.4 million, many expected another story of reckless spending. Instead, he did almost the opposite. Rather than buying fleets of sports cars or giant mansions, Manuel hired financial professionals almost immediately. He invested much of his money, stayed relatively private, and avoided becoming a constant celebrity. Experts often point to his story as one of the smartest ways to handle a massive jackpot. This proves that the most surprising lottery story is the one where nothing dramatic happens at all. Frane Selak. If luck were a person, it might be Frane Selak. Long before winning the lottery, Frane had already survived a train derailment, a plane crash, multiple car accidents, and several other life-threatening incidents. Many people joked that death simply couldn't catch him. Then, as if surviving all those disasters wasn't enough, he won the lottery in 2003. Instead of living like a millionaire forever, Frane eventually gave away much of his money to friends and family. He reportedly chose a quiet life over luxury, saying that relationships mattered far more than wealth. He truly is the world's luckiest man. Bill Morgan. Bill Morgan nearly died after suffering a severe heart attack and was declared clinically dead for several minutes before doctors revived him. He recovered, became engaged, and bought a scratch-off lottery ticket. He won a brand new car. A television station later invited him to recreate the winning moment for a news segment. They handed him another scratch ticket. As cameras rolled, Bill scratched it, then everyone froze. He had won again. This time, the prize was worth about 250,000 Australian dollars, and the entire moment was captured live on television. It's one of the most famous lottery wins ever recorded. Bill used the money to build a stable future with his fiancée, rather than chasing an extravagant lifestyle. Abraham Shakespear. In 2006, Abraham Shakespear won a $30 million Florida lottery jackpot. Known for his generosity, he gave money to relatives, friends, and even strangers who asked for help. Unfortunately, that generosity also attracted people who wanted to take advantage of him. One woman gained his trust by promising to help manage his finances, but instead stole large amounts of his money. In 2009, Abraham disappeared. After months of investigation, authorities discovered he had been murdered. The woman who had befriended him was later convicted of the crime. His tragic story is one of the darkest in lottery history, and a reminder that sudden wealth can sometimes attract dangerous people. Denise Rosi. Denise Rosi won a California lottery jackpot worth over $1 million. Instead of telling her husband, she secretly claimed the prize and immediately filed for divorce, hoping to keep all the money for herself. Her plan worked at first, but after the secret came to light during the divorce proceedings, a judge ruled that she had intentionally hidden marital assets. As a result, Denise lost every dollar of the lottery winnings. The entire jackpot was awarded to her ex-husband instead. It's one of the most unusual court decisions involving a lottery winner. Callie Rogers. Callie Rogers was just 16 years old when she won £1.9 million, making her one of the youngest major lottery winners in British history. Still a teenager, she spent heavily on designer clothes, luxury vacations, cosmetic surgery, gifts for friends, and lavish parties. Without much financial experience, her money disappeared far faster than she expected. Years later, she returned to ordinary work and spoke publicly about how difficult it had been to handle sudden wealth at such a young age. Evelyn Adams. Winning the lottery once is incredibly rare. Evelyn Adams managed to do it twice, winning a combined total of about $5.4 million in the 1980s. At first, life seemed perfect. She enjoyed luxury living and shared her wealth with friends and family. But over the years, she developed a gambling habit, reportedly spending large sums in casinos. Combined with generous gifts and poor financial decisions, her fortune slowly disappeared. Eventually, she was living in a trailer and relying mainly on Social Security. Her story is often cited as one of the most dramatic examples of how quickly lottery wealth can vanish. Richard Lustig. Richard Lustig became famous for something almost no one else had done. He won the lottery 7 separate times. Rather than spending everything on luxury, Richard used his winnings to pay off debts, travel, and live comfortably. His biggest investment wasn't real estate or businesses. It was himself. He wrote books explaining his lottery experiences, appeared on television, and earned additional income from speaking engagements. Instead of going bankrupt, Richard turned his lottery fame into a long-lasting career. Lara and Roger Grifiths. When British couple Lara and Roger Grifiths won £1.8 million in 2005, they believed they had achieved the perfect life. They bought a luxury home, traveled the world, purchased expensive cars, and started several businesses. But the businesses struggled. Money became a source of conflict, and their relationship deteriorated. After years of arguments and financial pressure, the couple divorced. Much of their fortune was gone, and the dream they had imagined together had completely fallen apart. Joan Ginther. Most people are lucky to win once. Joan Ginther won 4 separate lottery jackpots in Texas, totaling more than $20 million. Her repeated wins were so extraordinary that many people wondered whether it could really be luck. What made the story even more fascinating was her background. Joan held a PhD in statistics from Stanford University, leading some to speculate that she may have understood scratch-off games better than the average player. No evidence of cheating was ever found, and lottery officials recognized her wins as legitimate. After collecting her prizes, Joan largely disappeared from public life, avoiding interviews and media attention. To this day, people still debate whether she was simply the luckiest lottery player ever, or someone who understood the odds better than almost anyone else. That's all for this video. Please like and subscribe for more content. Thank you for watching.